Good morning, tubers. Welcome back for another adventure. This time of year I get a little cabin fever and I have to get out and try to get spring-like. As a matter of fact, today we're expecting some snow, so I just wanted to make this video before it flies. I hit my favorite surplus place up in Kingston, New York, right along the Roundabout Creek. And I managed to find the following. I like these trailer wires, especially 25 foot long, because you get a whole bunch of wire with it, with those connectors and all. Very helpful if one is putting together an all-terrain vehicle wire harness. You could see he was after $8 for that. Typically Tim gives me a deal, so I picked up that wire harness, all this hose. I find that I buy hose, lose hose, and can't put together a fuel line, so it's always handy to find that. This is a transformer and cord, obviously, center tapped. I don't know quite what it puts out, you know, a couple of potentiometers. This is a LED strip. And these are opto isolators for anybody who cares. You put an AC signal into these things, and it goes to a bridge rectifier, which fires an LED, and the LED actually turns on your circuit so you could get a digital output. These are so that your circuits are truly isolated, right? Your AC signal is truly isolated from your digital output. So that's what these do. I was hoping that they were single pole, double throw relays. They're not, but that's what I was hoping for them to be, because I kind of need a few of those, but they also come with a huge strip of lights. Anyway, this whole pile was a $20 bill, so I was happy with that. I also went to Morning Star, and I was putting some sockets together, and I needed a 12 millimeter. I really wanted 6-point. He didn't have 6-point, so I had to be satisfied with the 12-point. I also needed another T-handle for a different set I was putting together, so I grabbed that. These were $4. I always liked the flame style LED bulb. She wanted $4 for them. I ended up giving her like $3 for these. And this is just an LED strip that's controlled, you know, by movement, and it runs on power. Handy. It said $5 on it. I think I got it for like $3. So there's that. There's a hardware person at Morning Star, and I ended up buying quite a bit of stuff from her. This whole pile was $27. Photo jacks, also, once again, handy as you're putting stuff together. Speaker wire, glue strips. These guys were $1 a piece. I discovered when you're replacing a tarp on a building, they are absolutely wonderful. You could clamp the tarp to the pipe on the building, or 2x4 or whatever, and it just makes it so much easier to put them up. And you could leave those there permanently, or you could then tie the tarp down once you pull it tight and all. So these just make life so much easier. And at $1 each, I picked up 6. These were 3 for $5. They kind of look like vintage motorcycle taillights. So I picked up 6 of those. So 10, 6, and you know, you could kind of roughly guess your way through the rest of it. These guys, you know, ultra sharp, watch me cut myself type knives. You know, they're just, I just consume these. And right hand turn for this, you're going to see on the Honda ATC 200S downstairs, down in or up in the upper garage. I need a pile of those. I picked up a couple of them just to hold myself over. While I was in that area of Pennsylvania, there's a golf place. A guy rents golf carts, sells golf carts, fixes golf carts, and blings up golf carts. So I bought more roofs from him. You guys know I use these to cover my all-terrain vehicle. And I like the double thickness ones, plastic on both sides, corrugated, so to speak. I like this version because if you set them up and you only get 3 points of contact, they don't break. The single layer roofs, when I put them on an all-terrain vehicle, if I don't put them on quite right, one of the corners folds over and has a tendency to snap off. Anyway, so I got these 8 roofs, and the rest of the stuff I'm going to show you. I gave him $100, and I think business was slow because he seemed to be happy to get the $100. So I got 8 roofs. Whenever I'm there, I think it's free, but he lets me pick through his metal scrap. So there's some more springs underneath, but those are just a couple of them. Here's just metal I picked up. I picked up the armature because that coupling is always handy to have. I have an axle that I need that for. And once again, I just went through a scrap bin, nuts, bolts, golf cart spark plugs. I picked up a couple of these voltage regulators. This is actually a voltage converter, 48 down to DC, down to 12 volts. But I don't know if you guys have bought U-bolts or any of this stuff lately. It very quickly adds up to a lot of coin. Here's some more that I bought. You know, the hardware is just always handy. And while I was walking by his tire pile, I saw these 2 tires. I believe golf cart wheels are 110 millimeters or centimeters, whatever, 110 pitch wheels, which is kind of the same as a lot of the Hondas. So I grabbed these 2. That particular thread pattern, chevron, I think it might be called, is very common, and I use it all the time. So they both seem to hold air. I figured I would just grab them. Anyway, so all the golf course stuff was $100 bucks. So I didn't spend a lot of money all told, $150, $160 for everything I bought. But it was just nice to kind of get out and get shopping. I wanted to go to Williams Grove, but they closed it for high wind. Kind of surprising. They're normally a very hardy bunch out there, out in Pennsylvania, and they normally open for everything. So I'm wondering if it was more of a liability thing, where the people who run the Williams Grove Flea Market didn't want to run into the possibility of, you know, tarp, tent, umbrella getting loose, or somebody getting wounded there and then ending up with a lawsuit. So I'm wondering if that was more of the reason why it closed than anything else. So I love my dumpster diving because you're never quite sure what you're going to find. Obviously, the electrical components probably dead, but not necessarily. Right. I mean, you know, all the stuff. You guys know what nuts and bolts costs. And when it comes to fabrication, it's always handy to have various brackets and so forth available. And even, you know, curves for bending stuff around. I could kind of use those for anvils. Obviously, aluminum. All this stuff always comes in handy. Anyway, so this is what I've been up to for the past weekend. I want to thank everyone for dropping by to watch and comment. I want to thank thank everyone who has subscribed. My channel is growing, so please, I love that. Please keep coming by and visiting the Horde. Anyway, I need you all to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Careful in the snow. Nobody needs to fall down. Bye now.